Everyone loves to save money.
And we're here to help you play the best games at the lowest possible price. Hi, I'm Marky.
And I'm Freddy, and today we got great deals for PlayStation owners, so stay tuned and let's get started. We will start our deals this week with Target. It doesn't have crazy ones this week, but I would like to mention that they have Battlefield, the newest one, for $30, and this is the lowest we have seen for this game. The other one that maybe you heard, the new Horizon game, the Forbidden West, you can get the PS4 version and then get the free upgrade to PS5. This was an argument between fans and Sony, and do not buy the PS5 version. It makes sense that you save $10, buy the PS4 version, apply the Target rate card if you have it, and you get 5% discount on top of it. So this way you can get the best deal out of this. And by the way, the rate card is free, and you can choose the option to have it as debit card or credit card. I personally chose debit card. I don't want to open another credit card, and it works fine. It gives you the 5% discount on top of anything you buy.
While Target's not really sitting on too many big deals, Best Buy's actually got a couple. One of them, if you haven't picked up NBA 2K22, might be worth doing it here because at Best Buy, they actually have a steelbook that comes with it, so if you get a little extra collection with it, and it's just down to $24.99. Another one is the Neo collection for PS5, collection of Neo 1 and 2 with all the DLC together for $39.99. We've seen it lower, but I still want to think this is a good price. Throw it out there for any of the From Software guys, for any Elden Ring fans. And another PlayStation 4 and 5 classic is Spider-Man Miles Morales. This one's been thrown all over around, but this one's sitting nicely at $29.99 over there at Best Buy. And one that's always on sale as well is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, hanging out at $19.99. Once again, great open world game, so you can jump on it and get it at a cheap price. And last one I'm going to mention, throw it out there because it's a bit of a one that flew under the radar from years ago, but I think it's still worth giving a shot, is Days Gone. For the PlayStation 4, it did get an upgrade on the PlayStation 5 for those who are curious, so definitely worth a shot, especially now because it's at $19.99. So Best Buy is still sitting on some good deals, and it's definitely worth checking out.
All right, couple more things about Best Buy on top of what Marky said. You can always price match Best Buy and Target based on your preference. At Best Buy, I do have their credit card, so I get 6% discount on, actually not discount, 6% in rewards that I can use on future purchase, which is a great discount. And one more thing I want to mention about one of the games that Marky mentioned, Days Gone. It's for $20. And this game is really good if you like games where you need to run away from zombies, but the game has actually a harder and deeper story than just running away of zombies. And if you're patient enough, you'll discover the greatness of the story. I think IGN was very harsh with their review. It gave it maybe 5 out of 10 or something like that, but I think the game worth at least 8 out of 10 if you're patient enough. If you're not patient, I don't want to recommend this game, but if you are, you'll definitely enjoy it.
Wouldn't you know it? Best Buy's not the only retail throwing out the big deals. We actually have Gamestop, and I want to mention that these prices are for the pre-owned games, so in addition to getting a 7-day return policy with them, it's a really good price, and the new prices are always a little bit higher, but it's not always the case. We just want to make sure we get them at the lowest possible, but we just want to let you know that these are all pre-owned. One of them being Riders Republic, most recent action sports game at $24.99. Great call for PlayStation 4 and 5 owners. And a few others that we've seen before, but are worth mentioning nonetheless, was Marvel's Avengers, $8.99, still getting free updates, so under $10 and you're set. The Last of Us Remastered, this is $6.99, and I can't recommend Last of Us enough, and I'd recommend starting from the first one. Great get, even for PS3 game, moved on to the 4, it looks fantastic. We also got Far Cry 6, a game that's been out for a few months, but you know, it's Ubisoft, always on sale, and even lower at $23.99 if you haven't jumped on one of the most recent next-gen open-world games. And another one, if you're into some horror, we got Resident Evil Village at $19.99, a great horror game that's continuing the craziness of Resident Evil, definitely worth a shot. And we've also got more stuff, superheroes coming at you, which is Guardians of the Galaxy, hanging around at $32.99. This is just the PlayStation 4 version, but I'm going to say this, it's a single-player, story-focused game. I I know Guardians of the Galaxy, and especially compared to Marvel's Avengers, it was considered more of a multiplayer title. This one's strictly single player, and you're just playing as Star-Lord, but it's still got all of that Guardians of the Galaxy charm from any of the Marvel movies that you can recall. And we also got Need for Speed Heat. We've mentioned this one a lot on a lot of our things, and I think this is the lowest? I don't know, sure. Well, we'll see. But it's $15.99, which is a great get anyway for some crazy street racing action. Need for Speed games always look great with fantastic music as well. And Final Fantasy VII Remake is also hitting up at $15.99 as well, which I think is pretty good. Even for the PlayStation 4 version, if you do want to spend a little bit more to get that Intergrade DLC, even with that price, it's still pretty good. Spending like less than $30 on the complete version of a lot of people's game of the year 2 years ago. And for anybody who's yet to play the remake, and especially fans from the original Final Fantasy VII, a great get. And then we got another Resident Evil coming in. This one's Resident Evil 2. This one I prefer a little bit more just because I didn't get to enjoy the older titles, so this remake is a fantastic step in that direction. And it's hanging out at just $12.99. So as soon as I finish recording, I'm actually going to go and order one and get it picked up as soon as possible. So excuse me just one moment. Okay, I'm back, and now I'm going to mention another one for you. This is Oddworld Soulstorm Day 1. This one's more of a Lemmings title, if anybody remembers Lemmings. It's an interesting story for sure. I've yet to play it, but I'm hearing great things, and I'd say it'd be worth a shot for specifically a genre that I don't think many people mess with. It's hanging out at $22.99. And the last one I want to throw out there is Just Cause 4. Open world mayhem with a grappling hook. And for anybody who's messed with Just Cause 3, the amount of fun that you can have is limitless. And it's hanging out at $9.99. A great price anyway. Open world style, horror, racing. We got a whole bunch for you. And GameStop can at least have you covered for some pre-owned ones with a bit of a safety net for it. We talked a lot about getting games, but even at those low prices, is there a better way to make it even cheaper? And believe it or not, there is. And Freddy's got the strategy for you.
Thank you, Marky. I'm going to talk about GameStop and how you can take advantage of selling some of your games to them using their promos. The two best games that you can trade in this week if you have these games and you're done from them are Spider-Man Miles Morales for $22. And the other one I would recommend is NBA 2K22. Depends on the system, but it can reach $35 in store credit. All these deals that I'm mentioning are the value you will get as store credit. We don't recommend getting cash because you're gonna get barely little money. So get a store credit and use this store credit toward the newer game. And to make the deals even better, they have promos where you can get 20% extra on top of these prices that I mentioned. And these 20% trade-in bonus you will get if you pre-order some of the new coming games. Some of these games include Gran Turismo 7, WWE 2K22, and Triangle Strategy. All these games are coming within a month or two, but if you're interested in these games, this is the way to go. Trade the games that you finish and get these new ones at a discount.
Now, we've been throwing a lot of deals at you, but we're going to take a breather for a moment and, of course, remind you guys if you've been enjoying what you've been seeing so far, or if you learned something new on how to save money, feel free to click that like button and subscribe. We're always keeping our ears open to keep this community growing as large as possible so that you can play the best games without spending too much money.
And of course, by subscribing, you will get access to stories or flash sales that happen so quick that we won't have time to record a video for it. So we'll try to keep you updated. And we're slowly transitioning into social media like Facebook, Reddit. So feel free to join those. And to reward you for joining us, we're also throwing a giveaway of $10 for PlayStation Store. For whoever comment and participate in our channel, support us in any way, and we'll have a link for it in the description below, so you can have more entries the more you participate with us, and hopefully you will be the winner whenever we reach 300 subscribers, which should happen very soon.
And I hope you're sitting down, because you're going to be standing up when we hit the PlayStation Store deals, and they've got a lot of them. There's crazy ones going on, and these are good until the 2nd of March, so we got plenty of wiggle room here. But we want to, of course, let you know, this being the PlayStation Store, these are going to be digital games, and there is a lot, so we're going to be coming at you. But we're going to start with some games that are hanging out above $10. We're going to be continuing that later on. But to start, we've got a couple Call of Duty titles, like the Modern Warfare one, the one from a few years ago, not the one that's called Modern Warfare Remastered, but that is here. That Modern Warfare is $29.99. And speaking of which, we're going back to Modern Warfare Remastered. This one's hanging out at $19.99. Great shooter games, and of course Modern Warfare is always the one that gets people going, especially when it came to starting out in online shooters. And I got another crazy one. It's the Wolfenstein Alt History Collection. This is the one to get. This is the entirety of that Wolfenstein collection, which is including the New Order, the Old Blood, New Colossus, the co-op game Young Blood. This is what you need. And it's at a fantastic price, honestly, at $19.79. Good shooters overall, definitely worth grabbing. And we're going to switch over to fighters, being Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. This is kind of like Wolfenstein, the complete version of Mortal Kombat 11, all the DLC, all the skins, all the characters, the story expansion, hanging out at $14.99 for both PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, so you got some options. And then I'm going to hit you with some racing ones. We got Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. This one is a remake of the PlayStation 1 Crash Kart Racing. I can't remember the name. The name's lost me on that one. But it's still fantastic, and it's a great time at $14.99, so I definitely recommend picking it up. And one I'm always going to be shilling for a while, and this is Sonic Colors Ultimate. The Digital Deluxe Edition includes a few extra goodies, some stuff from the movie, if you're familiar with that. But this is a remake of a Wii game. Anybody who didn't own a Wii, which I don't know when that was, can jump on this on modern systems. And there's been actually a lot of patches for those who are a little bit shaky on its launch period. It's been fixed, more stable, and at a great price too, at $26.99. And we're still not even done, because Freddy's got a bunch more hanging out waiting for you.
Thank you, Marky. Yeah, PlayStation Store is killing it with these, as you will see in this video. And we'll continue some of the highlights I chose is Ace Combat 7 for $14.99. Great fighting. If you like flight games, this was my first entry since a while, and I really enjoyed it. It has good story. It's not too hard to understand. You'll get used to it, and it has a lot of variety of environment and will challenge you in different way as you win the missions. And toward the last mission was very challenging but very rewarding when you beat it. Moving on, we have a lot of games that has based on stories where your decisions will affect what will happen, and one example of them is Heavy Rain for $11.99. Great games, great visual, great story. And another game that fall in this category is Detroit Become Human Digital Deluxe Edition for $14.99. These games are not dropping, and they've been consistent at this price, and this is with the lowest we have seen for these games. Detroit Become Humans, you might be able to get it for free if you're a PlayStation 5 owner as part of the PlayStation Plus collection. Next game is also a title is given for free for PlayStation 5 owner, which is Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. This is like a remake for the old classic adventure Crash Bandicoot games. We recommend many times because it's a lot of fun. Out of the three, I would recommend starting from the second and the third. The first one was okay, but overall great adventure platformer game that you should play. Another game that is based on a relaxing story, not great visual like Detroit or Heavy Rain, but still a great game that is worth playing at least once, is Life of Strange 2 complete season for $12.77. Very odd pricing, but it is what it is, and we wanted to let you know about it.
Like I said before, we are on another chunk of these games are $10 and under. So yes, the deals are still going, and we've got a bunch more, and I'm going to kick you off. Did you like that Uncharted movie? Did you want to know where that character came from? Even though I think that one's a prequel, I'm not sure. But if you want to continue the story, I guess, or know where he came from, this is getting confusing. This is Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection at $9.99, and I want to stress this was available on PlayStation Plus earlier. This is all available in the PlayStation Collection, I believe, as well, if you're a PlayStation 5 owner. It might just be Uncharted 4. But either way, double check your library to see if you don't own it already. And if not, definitely get it. 3 full games in one. And being PS3 games, they're fantastic anyway. Just some classic Indiana Jones style. And that movie, well, is the basis for something. And it's quite a ride. And another one is Burnout Paradise Remastered for $5.99. And this being, of course, a remaster of Burnout Paradise, which is a big fan favorite from the Burnout series. It's about racing. It's about, completing races and such, but a lot of the fun is from crashing. If you want to see crazy crashes, this is the one to do it, especially in a remastered format. And I've also got Payday 2, the Crime Wave Edition at $3.99. I don't think I've seen this any lower. And when I say Crime Wave Edition, this is one that there's been so much DLC for Payday 2, and just think the GTA 5 heists just as an entire game. how to rob a bank with friends and doing it the right way. And there's so much DLC to customize your character and to do different heists. It's so crazy. And at $4, it's staggering at this point. And another one I want to throw out here is Injustice 2 for $2.99. And while this isn't the crazy Ultimate Edition, which had a lot of crossover characters, Injustice 2 on its own is still fantastic. It's actually one of the better fighting games that have a solid single-player games. The other people who made Mortal Kombat, you'll see with the combat for sure. It's not bloody or gory or anything like that, but it definitely has that Mortal Kombat edge to it. And at a $2.99 price tag, no less, it's definitely worth seeing at least what the fuss would be about it. It might even make you a DC fan at this point. And then a couple I have is Rise of the Tomb Raider, the 20-year celebration. This is the second one in the trilogy, but at $5.99, it's worth grabbing, and especially if you've been a big Tomb Raider guy, the Tomb Raider person in general. This is a celebration edition that has the DLC with it, if I'm not mistaken. But even if it doesn't, $5.99 is a great way to get it, because even though you'd be jumping in on the second end, we've been throwing in the Tomb Raider games, or rather Freddy has too, at you at many different sales for quite a while. And if you haven't picked them up by then, we're only just going to keep hammering that nail in. And one that I'm also going to keep hammering in is Witcher 3, the Complete Edition, for $9.99. And I'll say this again. Witcher 3, I know Cyberpunk just got it. Witcher 3 is also set to get a next generation upgrade for free. And the game is fantastic in general. I haven't even beaten it. Yeah, I mentioned it months ago, and I still haven't. I haven't beaten it yet, and I'm still thinking it's one of the most fantastic RPGs out there. It's a lot of people's games of the generation. And so you grabbing it at $9.99 while also trying to prepare for a next generation upgrade, it's a win-win for everybody involved. Get this game, play it, see what the fuss is about, see why there's 2 seasons of a Netflix show prepared for it. It's definitely worth the price. It was worth the price when it was full half the time, and I don't recommend that often. But $9.99, please, come on. And believe it or not, we are not done yet. Who's got more games under $10? Freddy does. So take it away.
Thank you, Marky. But before I start, I just want to remind people who listened to us a couple months ago when we mentioned that you need to buy Uncharted 4 when it was for $5 at GameStop, and this now is going to become handy because Sony now is sending the email for the free movie ticket for Uncharted. I got one and I used it. I enjoyed the movie for free. And all you need to do is to upgrade to PS4 version to the PS5 version. Pay $10 only. You can actually pay $5 if you use your monthly coupon from GameStop. And this way you can get 2 games of Uncharted, The Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4 upgraded to the PS5, plus a movie ticket. All of that for maybe like $10 out of pocket. So make sure you check your email. We're including a screenshot to show you what the email is gonna look like. It has a promo code that you can apply at any Regal Edwards movie theater, and you can just watch the movie for free. Anyway, let's continue with PlayStation Store deals, and we have Until Dawn for $9.99. This game is also you can play for free if you are a PlayStation Plus owner or PlayStation 5 owner. This game was given a couple years ago for free, so check your library. But this is a great party game, actually, because you can play it with friends, where your decision will also affect what will happen. It has a lot of some horror or thriller into it, and that will make the game very fun. Another game I will mention is also a thriller, but this one is gonna have more action to it, is Metro Exodus for $7.49. This game take a lot of its place, take a lot of the story in underground, and I don't want to ruin the story, but it has a lot of stuff. Very exciting game to play, especially if you wear headphones, because the 3D sounds makes it really worth it. All right, but moving on to a superhero game, Batman Return to Arkham and Arkham City, both combined for $7.49. Great action games. They were released first on PlayStation 3 games, but they were great, and they remade them for PlayStation 4 to include better graphics, better visual, better frame rates. Totally worth it even this day, especially if you're a Batman fan. If you want to play a game with a friend, I really recommend playing A Way Out for $7.49. Great price for this game, and you have to play it with a friend. This is the game will be like split screen, 2 controllers, or you can play each one of you from their home playing online. Only one of you two need to have the game. The other person will get it for free. It's very fun, 8 hours game. I highly recommend. And moving along, we have What Remains of Edith Finch for $6. This is an indie game. Maybe it will take 4 hours to finish. Very weird, fun story about a family that has very bad fortune and they all pass away. As I say, it's a weird one, but it's very fun. I really enjoyed it, even though it was very short. Last one that I have on my list is Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition for $4.49. This is like if you like GTA game, you'll like Sleeping Dogs. It's the hero this time is undercover cop who join a lot of the bad guys, and we're gonna go with the story how he's gonna double cross them and betray their trust. Very interesting story, and it's a definitely great price. Thank you guys for watching our video for this week.
And we've been changing up the format a little bit. We threw a lot at you, but were there any ones that you're interested in checking out? Or is there any of the tricks and tips through Target, through Best Buy, through GameStop that you want to give a shot? Throw it out in the comments down below. We're keeping an eye on all of that feedback. And of course, that's also going to keep you guys in the know as we approach 300 subscribers.
Also, don't forget, if you have Xbox, Switch, we got you covered. Make sure to check the playlist to be up to date on what deals they have on those consoles.
See you real soon.
Thank you for watching.